Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Cookies. My name is Lindsay, and it is a great Tuesday. It is Tuesday, not Monday like normal. Thank you for joining us on Coffee and Cookies. This is a show where we talk about life, leadership, parenting, positivity, tangents brought to us by our audience. So if you want to be a part of those tangents, come join us on Facebook and YouTube. Is that me? No? Okay. Come join us on Facebook and YouTube, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, normally on Mondays. But if that Monday's a holiday, it's going to be on the Tuesday or the next non-holiday day, like today. Today's show is sponsored by Social Media Torch, creating content on purpose and for a purpose. Go learn more about their content firestorms at socialmediatorch.com. Nick?
Oh, no, I'm not ready.
Oh,
you
man.
Keep going.
You know what?
Don't
Yeah.
do the sassafrassiness.
Yeah.
Don't do that sassafrassiness.
I can do what I want.
No, you can't. Nope, not at all. I'm just going to take the camera away from you right now.
See?
Good morning. It is Tuesday, and you want to know what today is? Today's the day after 4th of July. Today is the day after Independence Day. Today is the day to get rolling. It's time to get rolling. We had a great long weekend. We had a little bit of split screen action so you could watch Lindsay's facial expressions. We had a great long
They're
weekend.
hilarious.
At least something is.
Wow.
Oh, the sarcasm has started today.
All right.
It's the day after Independence Day. It was just a wonderful weekend. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you got to listen to some fireworks, watch some fireworks, shoot off some fireworks if you live in an environment where you're allowed to shoot off fireworks. I currently do not live in an environment where I'm allowed to shoot off fireworks.
Nor
they had signs
do our
all over the
neighbors.
place
Yeah.
that said, "Do not do the
It's
fireworks."
prohibited. Yeah.
But we might have done them anyway. So,
Or our neighbors might have.
our neighbors might have.
Oh, please don't blow onto my roof.
Well, it's not even that. It's the fact that the grass is so dry right now that you don't know. Just boom, fire.
Yeah, right?
Vroom,
It
vroom.
was funny. We saw some not authorized fireworks,
Those are the best.
and then all of a sudden we hear a fire truck coming. It
No.
it wasn't-
Good
it
morning,
wasn't
Brian.
It wasn't them, but it was funny that it was like the timing.
Right. Good morning, Brian. How you doing, Stelly? Brian joined us over here on LinkedIn. Got some
Good
people over here on
morning.
YouTube. Got some of the peoples over here on Facebook. We're just all over the place today. All over the place, all over the digital place. So, hey, guess what? We're going to start this with a little taste test action.
So we're switching it up today.
We are. Here's my why.
Okay.
So Lindsay gets to pick the cookies. I get to pick the drink of choice. And today's drink of choice is a pineapple coconut. Should be like summer in a cup. Like, this is what you want to drink when you're at the beach. It's pineapple. It's coconut. I believe it's
It
infused with
looks
some
like it
kind of
needs to be at the beach.
caffeine.
Oh, really?
It's infused with caffeine. Why?
How?
Why? I don't know how. Just that's what they told me. That's what it said in the little description.
Oh, so this counts as coffee.
Oh, yes,
because
it does.
it's pure caffeine.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But seriously, like, you put pineapple in the coconut. I know there's some song,
There is.
There is?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not making that up. That's
No.
it. Okay, I have a memory of some song like that, and I don't know the name of it. Good morning, Elena. How are you doing this morning? So go ahead, let us know. Let us know how you guys are doing today. How was your 4th of July? Did you watch fireworks? Did you hang out with people? Did you fire up the grill?
This is yum.
I know.
You
Well,
already
I
had
don't know.
some?
No, I have not. So here we go back to the Starbucks. So this is a pineapple coconut refresher, probably because they wanted to trademark whatever the word was. I've been waiting all day to taste this, and I'm going to tell this
Wow.
person that's
All
calling me right
day?
now that
All day?
I'm not speaking to them. Why? Because I'm doing the show with you guys, so they can just hold off and wait. That person should actually be watching right now, but they're not. They're calling me. How rude. So is it delicious?
So I'm not a huge fan of like coconut milk. But this mixture actually is very yum.
This
I do
is
feel
summer
like I
in a
need
cup.
to be on the beach.
Right?
Yeah.
This is summer in a cup. Oh my goodness, it is delicious. And yeah, I got a Trenza with no ice. So there's a lot more downstairs.
Awesome. That's exciting. So
So win.
the reason,
win.
yeah,
It's a win.
this is a win.
Good. All right.
I would definitely order that again.
Right.
Yeah. So the reason we don't have like coffee drink is because we're switching up the cookies today.
We are. We did switch up the cookies today, and I wanted to make sure that we didn't overly coffeefy it.
I don't know if there's any coffee in this.
Do you have the wrapping to show everyone?
I'm going to do it right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
just one.
Yeah.
Good morning, Ryan. They're calling about your warranty. Ryan, that's hilarious, brother. Hey, if you guys are new to the show, just to understand, like, we actually respond to the comments, so we derail pretty often to talk to the people that are commenting on our videos because we love y'all.
But if you want to get commented too, come join us on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook
Those three.
again, YouTube again. I mean,
all right, Lindsay, what do we have here?
Things. So,
oh wow, it smells amazing.
I know, you can smell it, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, was at the store and I was like, oh, I need to figure out what cookies I'm doing for the show, and walked by as I was checking out, and of course they have like these little setups that are there to trap you to buy them as you're checking out, and of course there were some Oreos sitting there, but these just weren't any Oreos. These are Mocha Caramel Latte Oreos. And I haven't had one yet, even though they've been in my house all weekend.
I am so proud of you.
I've refrained. I have not tasted them because I'm like, nope, I gotta wait for the show. So, but
have your kids had any?
My kids have definitely had a lot. So my kids love them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what are they
Lexi's
again?
had like a whole row by herself.
That explains all the energy.
Yes.
But I saw her running up and down the street the other day. I was wondering why. But oh my goodness, they smell amazing.
They smell amazing.
So what are these again?
They are Mocha Caramel Latte.
Mocha Caramel Latte.
So if you
I
look,
almost got a caramel ribbon.
That's funny. So if you look in the cookie, there is chocolate and like a caramel cream.
Oh,
There's two flavors of cream.
This is happening.
In the Oreo.
And I took it apart because I don't care about the...
Yeah. You don't care about the cookie? You just want the filling?
Oh, that's nice. Now I'll eat the cookie.
I should have brought milk because that's the only way to really eat an Oreo correctly. I know. Totally dropped the ball. We actually had to turn around and go pick up the cookies because I forgot them. It was a mess this morning. This morning was a total mess. I had to run back in the house twice. It's been one of those days.
I know.
Because, you saw me drive by. Well,
I was like, what is going on? So for those of you that don't know, Lindsay and I are neighbors as well. So yes. Good morning, Gary. How you doing, Studley? Oh, the cookies are so good. Gary, hey, when you start doing your traveling, we need to have these cookies on standby to hand out to your VIPs. Just a row. All VIPs get a row of these cookies. Oh, they're so good. They're so good. All right. Enough of that. Gotta have a little summer in the cup. Like, I'm serious, y'all. Like, I am not, understand, we are not paid by Oreo or Starbucks yet to represent their
it would be Nabisco that would be paying
Nabisco,
us.
thank you. Good morning, Dad. Yes, it is Tuesday. Yes, Lindsay got our days all confused.
I know.
But
it feels like a Monday though.
But this refresher is literally like summer in a cup. It is so yummy. So good. I'm actually going to save the other cookie because I don't think they mix well. That one's for later. All right.
You just take the show while I finish my cookie.
So here we go. You ready for this? At church, we got to have Garrett Unkelbach speak, and Garrett Unkelbach is a former Navy SEAL. Now, just so you know, hey guys, and for those of you guys that are not in the military, let me give you guys a little education, okay? Because people use these terms interchangeably, and they're not interchangeable. Someone who is a former means that they got out with an honorable discharge. If you're an ex, that means you got out with a dishonorable discharge. So if you're ex-Air Force, that means you got released from the Air Force with a dishonorable discharge. If
That means you left on bad terms.
that means you got fired.
Yep.
You got fired. You did something wrong. Well, yeah, hold on. We're not, I'm not going to blanket it. Because I'm sure there's someone at some point in time that got a dishonorable discharge where it was not warranted, but
Right.
for whatever reason, it happened, okay?
But it also means you're not welcome back, kind of thing.
Well, that
Right?
and you lose all your benefits. You lose any post-military benefits if you're ex. So ex normally means dishonorably discharged. If you're former, that means you were honorably discharged. So when I talk about this, he's a former Navy SEAL. He's not an ex Navy SEAL. Okay, so just because I hear people use that term interchangeably, and it's not. You cannot do that because those of us who are who are prior military, we'd be like, wait, what? Like I've heard people that wait, were they honorable discharge? So just so you know,
they use it in the same sentence, and you're like, wait a minute, that doesn't work.
They're a former ex-Marine. No, you can't be both. You're either a former Marine or you're an ex-Marine.
Or you're an ex. Yeah,
that is correct, Elena. If you get a dishonorable discharge, you do not get. You cannot qualify for VA loans. Very true. Very true. So no,
that's good to know if you're in that boat.
Absolutely. So yes, we had a former Navy SEAL just really talk about his experience and his leadership styles and his story.
And
really,
so Navy SEAL, that's like the top of the top, right?
that is debatable.
Okay.
I'm not joking. That is debatable.
Okay.
There are Navy SEALs are what we call, as you would say, top of the top, but I know Army people and I know Marines that would very much challenge that.
Okay. But they're the top of the Navy.
There you go.
Okay. So they're like the best that you can get in the Navy.
Yes. We can roll with that. I am trying to not start a fight with our people online because I know Army people and Marines that will light up these. You want to know what? Air Force has a special forces. You know what they're called?
Top Gun. No? Is that wrong?
That came so far out of left field. I was not expecting that. They're called PJs and they're special forces medics. Like they're actually a big deal. Like for
I've
the
never
longest
heard of a
time,
PJ.
I know.
As
Look
a
it
person,
up.
I've heard of a PJ that I wear, like my kids wear to bed. Those are PJs, but never heard of this other kind of
Take you
PJ.
seriously right now, Lindsay. The audience can't take you seriously right now.
I mean,
No,
that's
you want to
why
what?
I'm here, to bring the laughs.
There you go. There you go. So yes, so it was great to hear his story, and it was great because we also had a guy named Coffee
Coffee
Anderson. He actually played at played his #1 hit at church, and then he actually led us in a couple worship songs.
So he is a country singer.
He is.
Yeah.
He's a country singer. And it's so funny because he's like, "Yep, my name's Coffee, and I have a permanent tan." And like he's so great on stage. He's so funny. And then he sings and you're just like, wow, that boy can sing.
Wow. He's super tall, too.
Yes. You want to know what? He's super tall until he stands next to Pastor Keith.
So
Garrett looks
everybody
big.
Else,
Go ahead.
he's
Go ahead.
super tall.
Yes. Yeah. Like Garrett looks pretty stacked till he stands next to Pastor Josh.
Right.
It's like
they're just tall. They're just really tall.
No.
They're like
No.
What?
Pastor Josh and Pastor Keith are
They're
not just
also-
tall.
Yeah, they're not just tall. Anyway,
They're also beefy.
yeah.
These guys work out. Like they work out. They are big gentlemen.
So tall and workout
Yes.
means watch out.
But what it does mean is just like you think you're big, like you think Garrett's pretty stacked, and then he stands next to Pastor Josh, and you're just like, Pastor Josh gives him a hug, and he's just like, oh, he's so
He
tiny.
envelops him.
He's
Yeah.
so tiny. But it was great because Pastor Josh was also up there on stage, right? Elena's over here still laughing at us. I love her. She's greatness. He's a great country musician. Your new boyfriend is ugly. I actually do not know all of his songs, Ryan, but that's great that you actually know who we're talking about. Like that proves like the audience. Yes. You know what I love about this weekend? You know what I love about Top Gun? You know what I love about Coffee Anderson
Coffee Anderson.
being #1? This country loves America. People are proud to be an American. People want more of I'm proud to be an American.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want your agenda. I want proud to be American stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want your nudge or push. I want proud to be an American stuff. I want proud to be a Christian stuff. I want proud to be me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a Christian. I'm an American. I'm a guy. I want proud to be me. Right? And you have all this stuff that says, Pastor Keith said it so perfectly. He said, it needs to be a man's world. It needs to be a woman's world. It needs to be a family world.
Ooh, I like that.
I know, right? Like, stop playing one direction or another. It needs to be a family world. It needs to be, as a man, you should be leading your household. As a woman, you need to be leading your household. As kids, you need to be following your parents.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now, do I understand that I live in a bubble where I actually have, great parents in my life and trying to be a great parent? I get that. Not everyone's trying to be a great parent. I understand that, right? But where I'm getting at is if you focus on yourself and you can focus on your family, then as Pastor Keith says, you can change the area around you. If you change the area around you, you can change your city, your state, your country, right? But at the end of the day, it might not even need to be changed. It might just need to be the voices that say, hey, you want to know, I'm proud to be an American. I'm proud to be in this country. I'm proud of, maybe not proud of our political parties right now, okay? But I'm proud to be here. I'm proud that I get to wake up and have a God-given right to be free. Mm-hmm. Pastor Keith was talking about that. How was it, Pastor Keith or Pastor Josh? I can't remember. They kind of start. Oh, it's Pastor Josh.
I don't know. I was in the
cafe.
cafe.
You were in the cafe. You weren't serving. You were serving.
I was serving, not in the seat.
Correct. But did you know in the Declaration of Independence, it actually says that freedom is a God-given right, whereas in other countries, your freedom is a governmental right. Mm. And it says it out in their words, in their documents, how your freedom in certain countries is a government right. Only in America do we say that freedom is a God-given man's right, God-given human's right, God-given woman's right. And when you understand the ideology, the people who wrote the Declaration of Independence, most of them who were average 25 to 30 years old, none of them who were assassinated for even signing that document, you understand what this country was founded on. You understand how we enjoy our freedoms. We enjoy our freedom of speech. We enjoy our freedom of firearms. We enjoy our freedom of, hey, I get to walk down the street and I get to say hello to people of different nationalities, different religions, different whatever, but it's the freedom here. And here's the issue that we have. Your current political parties that are in office, your current people that are leading this country don't love this country as much as the normal citizen does.
What is it that they love?
I don't know, and I don't care. I'm not here to dissect them. I'm here to say, when you go on TV, when you stand in front of Congress and you say, America is horrible, well, we have an issue. When you're an immigrant that goes through America, that comes to America for freedom, and you go through the entire system, and for some reason, somehow you make it to Congress or the Senate, and you go, America's horrible, you just got everything handed to you for free here, and now you're going to go to the Senate or Congress or whatever and start blasting us? Exactly. Leave. If you don't love America, you can leave. You have that freedom. Hear me on this, people. If you don't love this country, you have freedom to leave. And then you'll get people like, oh, well, socialism is better, communism is better. Here we go. You ready? The best experiment of democracy versus communism, democracy versus socialism is it's North Korea, South Korea. Right? Just go look. Just go look. It's the best experiment ever. Now, trust me, I'm not trying to say those people are an experiment. But if you look at it from a third-person point of view, it's like you can put these two type of ideologies side by side, country by country, person by person.
In the same culture, in the same everything.
Yes.
Like you're not saying, taking one demographic from across the world, comparing it to another demographic across the world that are totally different.
Correct.
You're taking the same group, really, and splitting them into A and B.
There you go.
Like an experiment.
You want to know? In marketing, it's the best A/B test in the world. And democracy wins. This country, the ideology, because So we are actually a republic. Don't know if people know that. We are actually a republic, but republic and democracy, I'm going to use them interchangeably. I know they're not really interchangeable. I get that, but I'm going to use them interchangeably just for this one conversation. This wins. This wins. The fact that you have a freedom to protest whatever you want to protest in America is why this wins. But you have to understand, you still need to be honorable. Hear me on this. You still need to be honorable. You can protest and protest honorably. It's dishonorable when you take an American flag and you burn it. It is dishonorable when you take an American flag and you step on it. I understand that maybe you're trying to get your point across, but you're doing it in a way that does not get people to back you. You do it in a way that's unhonorable, and that's why you get so many people who hate your ideologies. I firmly believe that if people want this country to continue to grow, a lot of people use the words respect, and I will say yes. But it's not a respect issue. It's an honorable issue. It's an honor issue. Okay? I can be respectful and say, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. I can be respectful, right? We're not talking about that. We're talking about honor. Hey, I may disagree with you, but I'm going to honor the fallen soldiers that have died so this country can be free. I may not agree with you on this or that or whatever political or whatever it is. I may not even agree with the 4th of July, but you want to know what? I'm going to be honorable to the people that allow 4th of July to be celebrated. And honestly, if you don't like 4th of July, you can leave the country, okay? Like seriously. But but the issue that we have here is not a respect issue, it's an honor issue. Because if you're going to do something honorably, then you can protest honorably. You will actually, here we go, you ready? You won't go make TikToks of yelling and screaming and acting like a little child. You'll say, hey, you want to know what? I'm going to protest this honorably. I'm going to actually go get educated on this, and I'm going to have a conversation with people.
You know who that reminds me of?
Oh, please.
Charlie Kirk.
I have no idea who or what that is, but go ahead, girl. Lead it out.
He has a podcast.
Okay.
The Charlie Kirk Show. And he is, he has discussions about the political realm of what's going on. And he's very educated on what's happening on all levels. And that just made me think of him. If you, he's very pro-America. He's very honoring, as in just these are the facts. This is truth. This is what's happening.
Sure.
You guys, everybody needs to have their eyes open to it.
Well, and here we go, right? Maybe it's not always facts. Maybe it's also your opinion. And here's where I'm going with this. A lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't have your opinion. No, as an American, you have the right to have your opinion. Okay? The issue comes in is when you explain your opinion in a dishonorable manner. Okay? We can go facts all day long, right? People will say things that some will be good, some will be bad. Look at the internet today. You could read one blog that says water is bad for you. I know this is very extreme, and I know where I'm going here, okay? You can literally read blogs that say drinking water is bad for you, and read another blog that says drinking water is good for you. Now, hear me on this, right? Actually, and the one that says water is bad for you will state facts. And the one that says water is good for you will state facts. And at the end of the day, you're entitled to your opinion as to whether or not water is bad or good for you. It's the discussion where people go dishonorable. It's not the facts.
Right.
It's, hey, let's have a conversation. And what will happen is someone will start to feel attacked, so they will flip from honorable to dishonorable, and they'll go on the offensive. They'll start yelling and screaming and acting like a child.
Yeah.
the whole point of this country, what is it allows the freedom to grow. When you have a democracy, when you have a republic, when you have something like this, it allows for freedom of thought. That's why America is where it is. It allows for freedom of speech. It's actually the number one thing written into our Constitution. And to protect that freedom of speech, the very second thing is the availability of firearms to the public. Okay? Now, there's a great debate on that, and I'm not going down that direction. Where I'm going with this is because of that, this country is the greatest country in the world. Do we get everything right? No. But instead of sitting here and getting on TikTok and Facebook and LinkedIn and whatever social media platform that you want to vent on, actually, one, go educate yourself and then be honorable about whoever you decide to talk to. If you really want to make a change, go into politics. If you really want to make a change, become Elon Musk. Like, actually put time and effort into becoming someone that you have the financial capabilities to actually influence things for the good. Mm-hmm. You get people, I mean, seriously, you get people right now who are complaining about whatever they want to complain about. I hear you. What are you doing as an individual to figure out how you can have influence in this world? How you can, not even the world, how you can have influence within your city, your state, maybe your nation.
Well, I take it even smaller. What about your family? What about yourself? What are you doing to stop spitting up on people?
Wow.
Wow. I mean, really, like when
Good
people
morning,
are complaining,
sweet Amber.
When people are complaining, don't you feel like, unless they're like, hey, I just need to vent, let me just get this out. Like, it gives you a chance to put this, like, okay, let me mentally prep for this. Like, they're going to vent. But it's this feeling when you walk away before somebody says, hey, I just need to vent. Can you listen for a minute? And like uploading them up front. People that don't do that, it's like, I walk away feeling like I need to change my clothes, or you know what I mean? Like I feel dirty after being in a conversation where all they did was complain. And no matter what you said, they weren't listening.
There you go. So good morning, Nolan. Good morning, Glenn. Thank you guys for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Dave. Thank you for joining us. So here's what I like about what you just said. So we're gonna switch gears.
It was amazing. I know.
Ow! I just gave my someone's ego. Man, I don't know if this. I don't know. We have to get a bigger podcast studio to fit your ego into. Goodness.
I learned from the best.
Yeah, you're welcome. So here we go. I like that, right? Like, set the expectation. Hey, I just need to talk to you about this. I just need to. Here we go. I'm going to take out the word vent. Okay. I don't need to vent to you. I need to tell you about a situation I'm going through. I need to tell you about some thoughts I'm having. Mm-hmm. I need to blank. Okay. I don't need to just vent to you about whatever's going on in my life. Hey, I actually value your opinion. Are you ready for this? I do this with Nolan. Nolan, I do this all the time. Nolan, I actually value Nolan's opinion. So Nolan, hey bro, can you just listen for a minute? I'm gonna talk to you about this situation. Maybe you can give me some insight, right? Take the word vent. Let's pivot. Okay, let's pivot on a little bit. But I love that you're setting the expectation. Okay, I don't need you, because 99% of the time when I'm talking to you, or I'm talking to Nolan, I'm talking to Amber, heck, when I'm talking to my kids, sometimes it's like, oh, light bulb, because I'm able to talk through it.
Right.
I'm able to now organize it.
Yeah, I do this with my best friend. Like, hey, I'm frustrated. I need to talk this through. And you're an outside perspective that's not too close to the situation. You can give me a clear vision on what am I missing, or how do I need to adjust my lens to see correctly. Yeah.
What a difference. Here we go. You ready for this? Amber, you'll love this. 90% of your couples fights would disappear. Are you ready? Hey, you come home from a bad day at work. Okay. You're in a bad mood. Maybe your spouse is in a bad mood. Amber, can I just tell you about my day? Maybe give me some insight. Maybe I'm not viewing this correctly. Here's what happened at work. And now I'm not just venting to vent. I'm not just venting to share my garbage, right? No, hey, maybe give me some insight on this. Hey, I want to hear your opinion. I value my wife's opinion. It's funny because I'm actually, I love what Pastor Key says. Pastor Sheila's voice is only second to God's. God's voice, Pastor Sheila's voice. How easy for you married people, how easy is it for you to implement that today? What would that do for your marriage today if you said, you want to know what? God's voice, my spouse's voice is next. Now, maybe you're like, Nick, you don't know my spouse. That might not be the best idea for me. Like, we're working through some things right now. I get it. But then get to the point where that can be. Okay? The second voice in my life is Amber, my wife. Where I'm going with this is when you set that expectation, when you come home from a stressful day at work, or maybe I come home and maybe Amber's had a stressful day with the kids. Nick, I need to go for a walk. Baby, go for your walk. Come back. All right, here, honey, can I run this by you? Here's what happened today. London, Isla, Sydney, whatever, not feeling it, whatever, but at least you've set the expectation. So, because, I mean, you hear about this. You hear about this all the time, like, oh, my husband comes home or oh, my wife comes home, and all they do is they just tell me about how horrible their day was.
Well, you said that, and I was like, yeah, I'm really good about fronting my best friend. I'm not good about fronting my husband.
Wow.
Like, that was my facial expression as I was thinking through I'm like, oh man, I have some growing to do because I don't front him. Like, hey, I'm frustrated internally.
You don't front him. So people, maybe who might just have tuned in, what does that mean? You're not front loading him. You're not
telling him up front, like, hey, I'm processing through something that's frustrating me, or I'm not sure how to see this correctly. And so, like, this actually happened this weekend. I started talking to him.
Okay.
And having a discussion, or what I thought was a discussion, but it wasn't really a discussion. It was me being frustrated, and him got defensive, or how he responded wasn't helpful to me.
Okay.
So it just made tension between us more than before. So I ended up saying, I need to just walk away. So I went outside and just had some time, but it was.
Did you go back and talk to him afterwards?
We did. We cleared. Yeah, we talked and we're good.
Okay.
But it was just
you just had a revelation right here.
I just had a revelation right now that I didn't front load him.
Right.
With, hey, we need to talk about this. It's frustrating me. Like, he can feel that I'm frustrated, but he doesn't know why I'm frustrated.
Everyone in the room can feel when you're frustrated.
Everybody can feel, well, most people can feel when everybody else is frustrated. People are really not, like, it's palpable. When people are frustrated, you can feel it.
People are more attuned than what other people really think they are. Like, well, we don't need to go down that direction. How often do we do that, though?
Yeah. Okay,
so Lindsay, like you just had this epiphany. I will take this and I will state this broad. How many times how many times do you, maybe you're more intentional with your business relationships, you're more intentional with your friends than you are with your spouse? Why? Because your spouse is always there. Right. Your spouse is in your household, right? So you may take for granted, like, this person should know me. Like, this person should, like, I can hear people's voices in my head of, oh, I shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't have to do that. Like, this person loves me. They're with me. They sleep next to me. Like, they should just know. No, they don't know. Right. Because you just went and you just spent 8 hours at work. They weren't with you there.
And even if they were with you, they don't have the same thoughts that you have.
They're not wired like you. Yeah. But people would take that for granted. Like, oh, this person should just know me, instead of it going, you want to know what? I do set that expectation with everyone else. I love what you said, but I don't do that with my husband. Okay, well, great. Now that you know that, now you can.
I'm going to be better.
There you go. Now you can be intentional. You went from unconsciously incompetent to consciously competent to now.
I don't know how you.
No. It's now consciously competent. Like, you need to fix it, and you now know that you need to think about it to actually make it happen. Right. Eventually, you'll become unconsciously competent. What that means is that you don't have to think about it to make it happen. Okay.
And that is actually walking you through steps of resetting your mindset.
Okay, so there's actually 4. So you have unconscious incompetence. You don't know what you don't know.
Right.
You have conscious incompetence, which is, I know I'm not doing this right, but I don't know how to solve it. Okay. Then you have conscious competence. That's where you're at right now. I know I'm not doing this right. I know that I have to engage energy to make this change.
Right.
And then you do that enough that you hit unconscious competence, which means it's now a default.
Yep.
But those are the 4 stages. I should probably write a book on that.
You should.
Yep. I have a lot of books to write. Like, you want to know, I might just need to, Nolan, it's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt a little bit. I might have to like stop doing some of my extra hobbies and I just need to sit down and start writing. I don't need to write. I just need to talk.
You just need to journal.
No. Yes.
Yeah. So there's this great app. It's called OneNote. I actually have several notes started. One is my journal page, and I can have several pages within
Hold
there.
on. That sounds just the normal notes.
OneNote? Microsoft OneNote?
Oh, you mean the Microsoft? Oh, that app.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Because then you can start a page for every new book idea that you have, and then like start writing your ideas down.
Do you have any idea how many tabs there would be?
It doesn't matter. You could, yeah.
I like it.
Yep.
Ooh, pop-up books. Ryan, dude, like, I haven't seen Ryan in the comments in a long time, and today he's like blowing them up over here. That is awesome. Awesome. Thank you for being in the comments, stud. All right.
Nick should write up pop-up books. He'd be really good at
For
it.
kids. For adults. So here we go, right? I'm totally gonna brag on my daughter right now. So I'm reading a book. I'm reading the book and I'm listening to the book. So I'm listening to the audiobook and I'm reading the book, right? Because you want to see, you want to hear, and you want to make notes, right? See, hear, do. And my daughter Linda walks up to me, and my daughter, whoa. She's like, Daddy, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm reading this book and I'm listening to it too. And she's like, can I listen too? So I give her one of my AirPods. She puts it in her ear, and as the reader's reading at 1.5, I'm tracking it with my finger so she can see what he's saying. And like, we read a paragraph, and I stop it, and she looks at me with bright eyes, and she goes, Daddy, you can read that fast? I say, yes. That's why it's so important that you learn how to read. Books are not pictures. Books are words. She's like, okay.
Aw.
So now, like, so she sits there for a second, and I have a yellow highlighter and a pink highlighter. She's like, what are you highlighting? I'm like, oh, these are things that I want to remember, and the pink things are the negative things that I want to remember to make sure I don't do. She's like, oh. So I go, can I have my AirPod back? And she goes, no. I want to watch you. So she sits there for about 5 minutes, about 5 to 10 minutes, and she watches me, and she's reading with me. And she gets done. She takes her AirPod out. I go back to doing that, and I look over it, and she's over back at the books, trying to figure out the words that she has not been able to figure out.
Yeah.
Because she's now, and I'm not saying this to pat myself on the back. I'm saying this: your kids are watching you. Your kids are watching you, and they're gonna do what you do. So the fact that she watched and her daddy reading at this very fast speed, she's like, okay, I want to do that now. And now it's funny because now London is now trying to read to Isla and Sydney.
Oh my gosh, how precious.
Right? Like, it was an absolute win. It was an absolute unplanned win that's going to make a difference in my household. And it's those little things, like, you be aware, especially if you have kids.
It's also taking the time to do that when they're not sleeping.
Yes. And when they're interested. Like, she walked up to me. I could have easily said, Daddy's reading a book, go play.
Right.
No, here's an AirPod. You want to see what's like being an adult? Let me show you. No pictures, none.
Right.
So no, it was a great win, Brian. That's great that you've been in school, buddy. That is absolutely great that you've been in school. What are you in school for? Hey, in the comments, what are you in school for? I think he was doing something with mechanics. I don't know which one it is. I'm interested to see what his answer is. But it's, I'm going to talk about Sydney for a second. Sydney had a full-blown conversation with Amber over this weekend about
Sydney's 1.5. By the way.
Sydney's, yeah, she's 1.5. She had a full-blown conversation with Amber about getting her snack, putting her snack away, getting her grabber cup, putting the grabber cup away, opening the cupboard, closing the cupboard, and it was all through sign language, and figuring out the words, right? Like Sydney can't talk yet, but she knows. She absolutely knows. Your children are absorbing so much around you, and you don't. It's funny to me because I'll watch parents, and just understand, hear me on this. I'm not judging you as a parent. I have messed up. I am the king of mess ups. Okay. And 90% of what I tell you on this show, I'm speaking to myself as well. Like, I need to be more aware about how I act and what I do in front of my kids because they're absorbing it.
Yep.
Okay. I'm sharing that with you because when you see a child that is not acting, I'm going to go back to the word honorable. Let's just go with the word honorable. Okay. That is not acting honorable. Okay. So pause, pin, aviation mechanic. Ryan, that is perfect for you. That is absolutely perfect for you, bro. Congratulations on that. Okay. Unpin. Okay. When you see a kid that is not honorable, okay? Now here we go, right? I'm not like, there are times my kids are not honorable. They're normally hungry. They're tired. I mean, Isla has this, Sydney has this little stomp that she does. It's the cutest thing, but she has now learned that it gets her attention, and it's just so funny, right? She has a little stomp. It's adorable. But what I'm talking about is the kid that cannot, that is mostly unhonorable 99% of the time. Where are they learning that from? They're learning it from their parents. They're learning it from the environments that the parents maybe even have their kids in.
Or how the parents are treating each other.
How the parents treat others.
No, like.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And how they treat others. Because, you'll sit here and you're like, wow, this kid really does a lot of talking behind other people's backs. Well, what are they seeing at home? Oh, this kid really does this or does that. What are they seeing at home? How are the parents acting?
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, I had to spank London over this weekend. Something I do not like doing. But there was a lot of attitude that was getting thrown out, and we needed to put a stop to that. But the second part of that is that after the spankings happened, then there was a sit-down conversation. Why? Why did you get a spanking? 1, and 2, why were you acting like this?
How'd she respond?
So with where she's at, she's 6. It was more of an, I don't know. I know I'm in a bad mood. I know I should not have hit my sister. But I don't know why. And with that, so she got a spanking for hitting her sister. Okay. But with that, it was okay. We now need to, you don't always have to figure out the why. Now it's all right. Let's take that deep breath and let's just talk. And it's funny because in talking, I was able to figure out the why. She had lost one of her toys and she thought her sister was purposely hiding it on her. Well, her younger sister's 3. She doesn't even understand what that means yet. So she got mad at her sister for something that she didn't even understand, that her sister doesn't even understand that she would know how to do. Yeah, like she doesn't understand why her sister's mad at her. She knows her sister's mad at her.
Right.
Then London's getting more frustrated because she's trying to interact with another individual as a 6-year-old.
Right.
To another 6-year-old who can reason with, but guess what? Isla's 3. So Isla's like, I don't get it. She doesn't comprehend it yet. Okay. Now, we had the conversation. London was able to process through. We got done. We got over it. We move on, right? I say all this to bring the next point. How often do we talk from one adult to another and we think that other adult is at the same maturity level as we are, or at the same leadership level as we are, or at the same understanding as we are, and they don't get it. And then we get frustrated with them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So this is an actual situation that happened. I was talking with another adult, and we were talking about honor and respect and how we're raising the kids and da-da-da. And you could just see this person just kind of just leaning back. And I was like, I am so sorry. I am speaking to you in a language that you are not familiar with. And she goes, Nick, I've never heard someone use the word honor so many times in 5 minutes. And I'm just like, oh, okay. We actually had to sit down and actually define the word honor to this individual. And then it was, here's what honor is, and here's how you show it, and here's the lack of showing it. And actually taking that time out. So it's funny because you and I will talk about honor, and sometimes I have to remember, like, you and I are in the same church. We're being led by the same leaders.
Yeah, we're kind of in the same bubble.
We are in the same bubble. But outside of this, outside of our bubble, people don't always know what the word honor means. People don't understand the word leadership. People don't always understand the words positive attitude. And that may sound really, really silly. Like, people know what leadership and positive attitude is, but do you really?
Yeah.
Do you understand how they play into each other? 1, and 2, who are you listening to that's helped you define those terms? Generosity. I guarantee you there's like 50 different versions of the word generosity. There's over 50 different definitions, right? A lot of times generosity is not always money, but that's what everyone associates it with. Sometimes it's just so as Pastor Heath would say, your time, talent, and treasure. Okay, delete the treasure. What were the first two? Time and talent. Sometimes you need to be generous with your time and your talent because maybe you don't have the treasure, the money to be generous with.
And it's not always with the church either. Like,
correct.
I like to craft, and I dabble in different types of crafting. But something I do is make T-shirts for my family members or friends or, anybody that's like, hey, I want a T-shirt. Like,
hey, I want a T-shirt.
Hey,
Lindsay, where are all my T-shirt ideas?
Nick, I know. So like I've made shirts for my mother, and she's like, hey, I need these fixed. I need these updated, or I need new ones or whatever. Doing that for her is a generosity thing of a talent and time that I'm giving to her.
Correct. I love that.
So, yeah.
So here we go. So Ryan, I'm going to read this. If I read it incorrectly, please let me know, Ryan. Would you use the word honor over the word respect? And yes. The answer to that is yes. Okay. Because
what does that question mean? What is he asking?
So I guess if we're tearing out the words, which one kind of rolls up into another?
Got it.
So
okay.
so
which
leaders
one supports the other?
Correct.
Okay.
Which one would I put at the top, and then it would splinter out into other words? Generosity, positive attitude, leadership, respect, discipline. All of those words roll up into honor. Okay. From the way that I view this, and from the way I recommend you view this, you can actually roll a lot of the words that a lot of people use as core values into honor. If you're honorable, if you're an honorable person, you're going above and beyond at work. You're going above and beyond in your household. You are listening. You are actively listening. You are using kind words. You are disciplining, but not over disciplining. So a lot of that rolls up. A lot of what you hear in the world that is quote unquote positive movement, leadership movement moving forward is rolled up into that word of honor. Because if you're being honorable, all of those other things will happen. Which is why in the beginning I said a lot of the issues that we have today are people being dishonorable. And because they don't actually understand the word dishonor and honor, because they don't understand that language, they don't understand that verbiage.
They don't understand that their actions are either fitting into one category or another.
Perfect. So well said. Because they don't even understand that the choices they're making are dishonorable. Okay.
And it doesn't even have to be to other people. Maybe you're dishonoring yourself.
Oh, girl. Wow. Like, seriously. It's funny. I was listening to Eric Thomas, and he actually talked about something very similar to that. He's like, you set all these expectations upon all these other people, but you don't set any expectations on yourself. You want all these people to do all this other stuff, but you can't even wake up early in the morning. You can't even show up to work on time.
Yep.
You can't even show up to your meetings on time. You can't choose. Now, this is Nick. This is not Eric Thomas. This is Nick now talking. You can't choose to have a good attitude with your kids. You can't choose to have a good attitude with your spouse, but you want your spouse to have a good attitude. You want your spouse to love you. Okay? Now, hear me on this, people. A lot of times, it's an honor issue. A lot of the decisions you're making, a lot of the things that you're holding people accountable to, you need to hold yourself accountable to. I need to be honorable to Lindsay. I need to be honorable. Hold on, Ryan, just perfect. Perfect. Ryan likes what you said.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ryan.
Okay. I need to be honorable to my wife. Okay. I need to be honorable to Amber. So one of the things that makes Amber one of the ways that I can show honor to Amber is being clean and making things neat. So what did I do?
Stop putting your socks on the floor.
I did better. I did better than that. Are you ready for this? I went through and actually cleaned the garage. I organized it. I put everything back in place. I got rid of things.
Wow.
Because that's the heat. My wife is pregnant. She does not need to be in that heat doing that. That's how I can honor her. What else? She loves the truck. Cleaned out the truck, vacuumed out the truck, took out all the car seats. It has nothing to do with just doing the action. That's how I'm being honorable to my wife. Right? When Amber wanted coffee in the morning, it wasn't getting up and making coffee for her in the morning before she got up. That some people may say, oh, that's the way that you're loving your wife. Well, guess what? It's also an honor thing. Okay. Me getting up because I know that Amber likes her morning coffee at that point in time. That's an honor thing. Here inside this office, the way I honor you is I say, Lindsay, what can I do to serve you today? Okay. What tasks do you need me to get done? It's so funny because when you wrap up all of this, it all comes back to honor. Everything comes back to honor. So that's why Ryan, I know I kind of went round robin on that, but that's why honor wins out as being the top cornerstone, and then everything else splinters out from it. So if almost like a triangle, that top piece would be honor, and then you would have your leadership, servant attitude, positive attitude, and all those other things would fall in beneath it.
Whatever core value you pick. Like we talked about how a lot of the words that people pick are core values, and we've been talking a lot about words that could be core values. So, we're actually going through this training right now of how to establish your core values and how to establish your vision within your household and all these things. So it's helping us define it because we're also teaching somebody else how to do this.
And there you go. And here we go. Man. Okay. So hold on. Remember the teach someone else. I'm going to come back to that. Okay. I'm going to actually read Amber's quote here. It said, Pastor Josh's book references what is written on a monk's tomb. Had he changed himself, he would have been able to influence his family, then the city, then the country, which is what I was talking about way earlier. Amber, thank you for dropping that. That was really good. I did not just see it till just right now, so I should have said that actually earlier when I was talking about all that. So now let's talk about that, right? You never know who you're teaching. You never know who's watching you. And it's so funny because I'm over here striving to be more like Pastor Keith. Okay. Like that is my North Star right now. How do I become more like him? Okay. And what I didn't even realize is that I have people watching me who are saying, I need to be more like Nick. And I'm sitting here thinking like, I got it backwards. Like, like I didn't even know that. Yeah. And it was funny because we're sitting there in this group. And I remember sharing, and one of the guys looks over and goes, I want to be more like that guy. And I caught it right out of the corner of my eye. He was pointing at me because I just got done speaking. And I was like, man, that's someone that like this guy's my age. Like I did, and I'm not telling you this to puff up my own chest. Hear me on this, right? I have to tell you from my experience.
Got my own
Easy.
ego. Both got black eyes today. No.
I'm not telling you to puff my own chest up, okay? I'm telling you this because I have to tell you from my experience, okay? And with that, it was like, oh, like I'm doing it well enough that other people are following me. Now here's why I tell you the story. You in your life where you are right now, you have other people that are going, I want to be more like him, or I want to be more like her. But they've never told you that.
Right.
And 99% of the time, they never will. But they're watching. They're watching.
Yes.
Because you have something, you're doing something where like, ooh, I need a little bit more of that.
Yeah. So my mother-in-law lives with us, and she was up in Michigan visiting her other kids. And she said when she came back, there were times where she was in a situation. She was like, how would Lindsay and Dustin handle this? Like, how would they respond? How would they think? Like, what would they be doing? So that people are watching that you don't even know.
You're don't know.
Like, I didn't even know. So.
And what you have to be aware of is, are you accountable for their actions? No. But if you could walk in with a spirit of honor, right? And you can walk in knowing you want to know what someone's watching. I don't need to put on a front, but I do need to bring, hear me on this, the best version of myself. Wherever I am, I need to bring the best version of myself. Imagine the lives that you'll influence.
So Pastor Keith's family motto, is that the right word? Is don't let the good be robber of the best.
Correct.
And I had such a hard time like wrapping my brain around that. Like, what in the world does that mean? And it's just recently clicked going through this process of figuring out our core values, figuring out our vision, figuring out honor and discipline, like self-discipline, that it's like, oh, I get it. I get it now.
Right?
But like, I just, it's like, so if you don't get it, if you're like, what does that mean? Right. It's like, there's always good, but is that your best?
Oh, man.
You can be good.
Right?
But is there better?
Are you bringing your best self?
Yeah.
Are you bringing your best? I'm going to say it one more time. Are you bringing your best self? Ryan, you're hearing us on this show, brother. I would love it if you would come join us at church Sunday morning. I really would, man. With the way that you've already deep dived into John Maxwell and things, you coming and listening to Pastor Keith and Pastor Josh, bro, like you're only getting tidbits of what Lindsay and I are sharing. You come join us in service, bro. It will, you are ready to hear and receive what these people are saying. You're at that crucial point where it's like that line in the concrete of just moving to that next level, man. I would love to have you in the room. Love to have you in the room. So it's funny because, we're talking about this, right? I'm learning this at the age of 41. 41. Pastor Josh, Garrett Unklebach were taught this at the age of 5.
Right.
You wonder.
Our kids are getting taught this at the age of 5. Yeah.
Okay. Like there is a whole new level that our kids will be at when they're our age because they're being taught this and we're still learning it. We're still learning it. Like if you just imagine the decisions, the direction, the way you viewed yourself, the way you viewed your life, if you had someone like Pastor Keith speaking positive into you every single time you saw them from the age of 5. There's actually 2 quotes that Pastor Keith, Pastor Josh would say, Pastor Keith would say to Pastor Josh and Garrett together, because Pastor Josh and Garrett are friends.
And they grew up together.
Yeah. But Garrett was saying there were 2 sentences that Pastor Keith would say to him, and this was like a family motto, right? And I have them written down. I'm not going to pull up my phone right now, but we'll talk about them next time because we're going to do a little planning for next time. And we're going to deep dive into this, mostly because we're coming up on an hour now. Can you believe it's already been an hour? This time just flew by. Like,
Nick,
What?
We're not moving this to an hour and a half show. just FYI. It's not happening.
Okay, Lindsay. You want to know what's great? Is if we move this to an hour and a half show,
Stop it.
people would watch. People would watch. We would make a difference. I actually am working. Yep. Hold on. Tangent. No going on tangents. Let's end on that.
Yes.
If you guys want to know, like, it's funny because I actually asked this to an individual this weekend. I said, have you seen the exponential growth since X point in time? And I'm the reason why I'm saying this very
It's vague.
Vague.
Yeah.
Vague. I would say generically vague is I have not gotten permission from this individual to share this story.
Okay.
And if I give too much detail, a lot of people will key in on who this is.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's been exponential growth since a point in time.
So have you seen exponential growth since a point in time? She goes, Nick. I just said she. She goes, yes. Like there was movement to there. And then at that time, you guys have just taken off. I don't feel like we've taken off.
Mm-hmm.
But to other people, we have taken off. And I said, the change happened after Tommy invited us to Elevate Life. And it wasn't immediate. It was 3 to 4 weeks later when we decided to start serving.
Mm-hmm.
And if you track our finances, if you track our lifestyle, if you track the way I raise my kids, she goes, Nick, you raise your kids so much differently now.
Mm-hmm.
You're so much softer. You're gentler. You talk to them more. You listen to them better.
You're welcome. Just kidding.
Not Lindsay. It's not Lindsay's fault. Wow.
Lindsay's fault?
That's not. Lindsay's had some
That's
influence.
Cool. That's cool.
Well, here we go, right? Like,
Anyway,
we met where?
Elevate Life Church.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Pastor Keith is building a loving leadership culture, and he lives it. And because of that, he's influenced our life so significantly that people that have not seen me in years, or people that get snapshots coming into my life every so many months, they're like, wow, where has all this success from? Where has all this lifestyle change from? Where has all this movement come from? And I can literally point back to that point in time of when we started following Pastor Keith, Pastor Josh, Garrett Unkelbach, Scott Unkelbach, and really focusing on following those leaders. So, Ryan, you're invited. And here we go, right? If you're
Not just Ryan. Anybody in the Frisco area is invited. I mean, really.
She's got to beat me to it, Lindsay.
I mean, we're not singling one person out to get invited. If you want to grow your family, you want to grow yourself, you want to grow your mindset, you need to get in the room.
You need to get in the room. Actually, Eric Thomas talks about that too. Better yet, Garrett was talking about that. There's actually a verse in the Bible, and I need to find this, that talks about how you can have like all the education, all of this other stuff, but unless you're getting in the room, certain things can't happen. Amber, it's only been 5 years. Wow. Yeah, because London was already born. Yep, it was a year. That's awesome. All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you guys for joining us. And I did say ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and if that offended you, this is not the show for you. But we love y'all. Thank you guys and girls, guys and gals. I ain't saying gals because we're in Texas, right?
For sure.
Guys and gals. Thank you guys and gals for joining us.
Is that how it happens in Texas?
Cowgirls, cowboys,
is that what
and
it is?
cowgirls.
Okay. I guess I need some more education.
Do you know how to ride horses?
No. I mean, like,
Amber, we got to solve this.
One leg goes on one side and the other leg goes on the other side. You sit on the horse's back.
No. Oh my goodness.
Your faces are both facing the same way.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Living with honorable intentionality. Ryan, you got my cell phone number, brother. Why don't you go and just give me a call after we get done with the show? and let's talk, because I love the minds. I love where your mind's at right now, and I love the direction that you're moving in. So, hey, if you guys listen to this on the podcast, come join us over on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn every Monday morning, except for Tuesday mornings when Monday's a holiday, at 9 a.m. for the show. This is the show. We talk about parents and leadership and just all these different things that you need to learn a little bit more of.
Yes.
And the reason why we share this is because we're learning this.
Yes.
Like, you guys are on a journey with us. It's not like Nick and Lindsay are just like on this journey together, you know, and we're just like, hey, we're sharing this with you. Like, you guys get to be in the comments. You guys get to join us on this, right? You get to learn about Lindsay and Dustin and her marriage. You get to learn about Amber and my marriage, and how what we're learning is changing our lives.
And all the epiphanies that we have on the show. Like, yes.
And all the tangents that we get to go on, because we love you guys being in the comments. So it is Tuesday. Make sure you get your big 3 in today. All right. Go ahead and sit down, take 10 minutes, write out the big 3 goals that you have for this week. It's a short week, so don't push it. Yes.
So just to clarify, our next show will be on next Monday because it's not a holiday. So we'll see you guys next Monday. So yes, Dave.
Not next Monday, just Monday. We'll see you guys Monday.
Monday.
Not next Monday.
Why not next Monday?
Because, okay, so when I hear next Monday, I don't think it's the Monday coming up. It's the following Monday. It's the next Monday.
Next Monday means the Monday that is next, which would be this coming Monday.
For whatever reason, the next show is going to be on, I'm pulling up the calendar just to nullify this entire discussion, on the 11th.
Well,
July 11th.
Yes.
Which is also...
on a Monday. Next Monday.
Which is also my brother's birthday.
Is he going to be a guest?
I'm going to call him and ask him, actually. But, you know, we'll see. So, hey, we got to end the show. We got work to get done.
Yeah,
we love you guys. Make sure to drop your big 3 in the comments.
Yes.
And today and this week,
yes,
be a proud American. We love you guys. Make sure that you
rise up
and crush it.
Bye y'all.